the whole United States of America, including me. Every day I wake up in this fucking country and I realize the only way to fix it is to burn this bitch to the ground. I have no confidence in politicians, elections. It's all an illusion of something better that never is gonna come. We are slaves to a system that hates us and despises us. We as humans have a God-given right to live happy, prosperous lives, free from control. This is hell, and we should let this burn.
You know, if you're not gonna pay us enough to f***ing live or afford to live, at least pay us enough not to do this shit. There goes your inventory.
Shocking video posted to social media showing someone lighting pallets and pallets of paper products. We're talking toilet paper, wipes, paper towels on fire within the Kimberly-Clark warehouse here in Ontario overnight Tuesday. Our team spoke with a worker who says he was with the man in the video just about 10 minutes right before that.
Yo, Dave, your house is on fire.
Let it burn.
Your house is on fire.
Let it burn!
All right.
Do you see that? Fire is catching.
Wake up.
And if we burn, you burn with us.
There are people that still think this is not.
See, what Donald Duck doesn't realize is he's not just damaging America's politics, he's actually damaging white America's reputation around the world. Because for centuries, black folks have been out here trying to clean up that image. We've been the bridge, right? The reason why people in Africa and the Caribbean and South America and even Europe still gave America a chance, because they saw us. They saw our soul, they saw our music, they saw our forgiveness and our strength. And they said, if those people can still love America after everything is done to them, maybe America isn't all that bad. Black people humanized this country, right? We softened how the world saw white people. Through our grace, through our creativity, and our endurance, we made America look civilized. We made it look like progress was possible. But then Trump came along and he ripped that mask off, right? He's exposing the same hate and the greed and the cruelty that we've been warning about for generations. Now,
I told somebody this the other day. I said, as much as I don't like it, this was needed. Because now we get to see people for who they really are, and we get to move accordingly.
The world sees it, live and unfiltered, the arrogance, the racism, the authoritarianism, all of it on full display. While black people were out here trying to build bridges, Trump's been out here burning them down. While we were trying to heal the image of white America, he's been proving every stereotype right. That power corrupts, that whiteness unchecked turns violent, that America's greatness was built on domination, not democracy. So now the world ain't just looking at us like the victims anymore. They're looking at y'all like the threat. And that's the irony in all of this. For centuries, we've carried the burden of proving America had humanity. Now, Trump's making the world question if it ever did.
Bro, something is burning in the sky. What the hell? Mind y'all, it was worse than that. Whatever burning, it was like, it's slowly like disappearing. What in the hell is that?
It's a flag.
A flag? Oh, it is a flag.
That's crazy, bro.
I don't know.
It's wicked.
It's the American flag. Yo, it's an American flag burning in the sky right now, y'all. They burnt the out that bitch too. Oh, they burnt it.
Crazy, bro.
Just throwing this idea out here, and just to remind y'all, if we don't like our government, you know we can overthrow them. We surely can. It's in the Constitution. Yes, if our government doesn't suit our needs, we can overthrow them. It's only like 500 or so of them in total. We can do it. We can do it. It's more of us than them.
I told somebody this, not about overthrowing the government, but as far as like, you know, getting protests done and stuff like that. And I said, you know, protests mean nothing if nothing, stuff has to burn. And I didn't mean literally, but it has to be obstruction. It can't be You can have 1 million people outside of your establishment or whatever it is you got protesting, and if the people that service, that come to you still can get your service, then they'll show up, right? But if those protesters then are harassing those same people, not saying assaulting them, but harassing those people, impeding them from being able to get to you, they're going to make it very inconvenient. That's when change happens. I'm not saying things need to burn, but things need to burn.
So what are we going to do? What are we going to fucking do?
And I'm literally not saying things need to burn. What I'm saying is things need to burn.
Need America to hurry up and collapse
while I'm still young and sexy.
Listen to me, right? Listen, America, the collapse of our empire as the global hegemonic superpower, at least us as the one by ourselves, that is over. It's over with. Trump,
it is.
Y'all president overly cooked it. It's over with. So, now we're going to this new era. It's going to happen regardless. We need this stuff to crumble. I need it to crumble now while I'm still young and I can get my life together afterwards. I don't want it to crumble in 15, 20 years after I'm more stable in my position. So if you comfortable right now, gang, that's tough. It is what it is. But we need to hurry up and make this junk crumble so we can get to where we need to be, because it's inevitable. It's going to happen regardless. So we need to get to that point already. Like, let's stop waiting. Let's go ahead and start the game.
And the only people that really believe that America is just this, the strongest on the earth, you're doing that based off of former military power and allied shit. We don't have that no more, y'all. The only reason why we are who we are currently today is because we have 2 bodies of ocean that's protecting us. Literally, if we were overseas, we'd have been wiped off the map already. It's not because we're more intelligent. China's been around for thousands of years. Thousands. We have a couple hundred in the game. We're not even 1,000 years old yet. China's been around for 5,000 years. Do you know how blasphemous you have to be to believe that you're stronger than a civilization that has been around before? What? Man.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
The America that we had is done.
Yep.
It's over. The idea of America is still alive. It never really came to its full potential.
Our family business got out, right? You ever heard the term, if you ever have relatives or people arguing in the front yard, you don't want to really do that because everybody in the neighborhood is going to know your business. That's what happened. We got exposed. And I'm saying we because I'm American and I live in America. Don't mean I agree with any of this shit. I've been against this regime the whole time. Right? But we got caught with our pants down. Our business is out in the street and everybody know the secret. Everybody know the weakness. Right?
The America we knew is over.
Shit is done.
Trump has done so much damage to America that it'll be felt for generations to come, even if we were to get him out of office right now. The attacks in Iran have just solidified that we will no longer be the world superpower.
Yep.
I want to be very clear, though. I love America. I'm a veteran. I absolutely love America. I don't like our administration. I don't like Trump. I'm not even a fan of the government, but I like the people, because that's what America is. It's the people of America. This war is not going to end well. Regardless of how it ends, it's not going to end well. The best we can hope for is that we get Trump out. And even then, we still have all our work ahead of us.
Yeah.
The Constitution's a great start, but it did not prevent somebody like Trump coming in and ruining 200 plus years of a country. I mean, it took him a little over a year to totally screw over America for the next 30 years. So if we go to rebuild, if we can rebuild, what does that look like? How do we rebuild? And I've thrown some ideas out there in the past, but I want to add a few more. We cannot ever allow one person to have this much power ever again. Ever. They weren't supposed to have this much power in the first place. But due to the lack of spine in Republicans in the Congress and the Senate, they've allowed Trump to have this power. So how do we fix that? I've addressed that in a few other videos, but mainly it's going to come down to competency.
Yeah.
You have to be competent. You have to be qualified, and we can work out the details on that to hold any office. You have to be proficient in the skills that you're trying to be in charge of. But the big part, the big issue has to be when we go to rebuild, has to be priorities. And what I mean by that is priorities of people over everything else. The priorities of the American people. Like, what do they need? That has to be the scale at which we use to judge any rule, law, program, any of it. It has to be, does it benefit the American people? We're going to have to be people over profits all the time. Like, that has to be the standard for which we judge. I really, genuinely hope we get the chance to rebuild America. Rebuild it into maybe what it could have been. I don't know if we're going to get that chance. The things that are concerning me right now with Iran is I guarantee they're not being truthful about how many people, American citizens, have been injured or killed.
Yeah.
If they're covering that up, they're covering up how bad it really is. The other part that concerns me is China. I'm not worried about them attacking us by any means, but they're gonna feed Iran. And I get that, don't get me wrong. And then as America stumbles and falters, China's gonna be there to pick up the pieces. China will be the new world superpower. And I think that's gonna happen,
Yeah.
regardless how this plays out. And if you don't like that, you can thank Donald Trump.
They've already positioned themselves, man. Like they moving stuff off of the dollar as we speak, bro. Like you're delusional and stupid if you don't know otherwise. The data is there. You keep believing this fallacy that America is always number one, is always gonna be number one. No, we were indoctrinated to believe that shit. At one point we probably were. Bro, this shit.
Because he caused all of this.
That's y'all
His
mans.
supporters allowed it to happen.
Yep.
The rest of us been screaming from the rooftops.
That's y'all
how horrible
mans.
Trump is. The only thing that this Trump administration actually has going for it is how incompetent they fucking are. Like, that is the only bright side to them. Because if they were competent, they could have accomplished way more of their evil plan than what they've done. But on the Iran issue, their incompetence is gonna screw us all over. They didn't think it through. They didn't plan it out. They didn't have a battle plan. They just went in with no idea how to actually end it. Regardless how this ends, I just hope there's enough of America left to rebuild something.
It's unfortunate, bro. And that's the thing there. Welcome to the channels, guys. Things are happening. Whether people, like, it blows my mind at how people are so indoctrinated that you literally cannot allow yourself to look at facts. Everything this man just said is happening. Whether you want to watch I don't think nobody should be watching the news. The news is full of shit. I think Al Jazeera is probably the best news channel that you can get that really gives you like unbiased media. But if you think and believe the notion that America's untouchable, we're being exposed on all cylinders right now. I'm gonna say y'all because I ain't got nothing to do with that. The black community ain't got nothing to do with that, except for some of y'all that voted for this, right? This is why if we do have a country going forward in the next 15, 20 years, have to be responsible and not vote against your own interests, man. There's so many people broke cook with this one. There's so many people that like, let's, and I can talk to I know politics. I can talk it, right? I know policies. I can go X, Y, and Z. Let's keep it simple, okay? We tried to tell y'all. We tried to tell y'all. You have a group of people, and it's not just black people, right? There's a vast majority of white people. There's a vast majority of people that have critical thinking skills. And not even critical thinking skills, just basic common sense. Basic. Where we seen this coming. We saw it. I didn't think it would come this fast. I did not think that we would be in this position that we are right now, between the wars and everything, this fast, bro. This fast. This is not the same country that I grew up in. Right? And even back then, I was somewhat indoctrinated, right? I used to stand up and say the national anthem. I wouldn't dare now. Right? Just because that's what I was told to do. That's indoctrination. And then when you actually look into the lyrics and then you read the second part, you realize, hey, yo, that's going against everything that I was born in. Like, it makes no sense. I just challenge people to just use their critical thinking skills. Just use it. Y'all believed in a failed businessman. Call it what you want. First off, the whole name exists because his father stole money. This man has enriched himself with the American people's money since he has gotten into office. He's up like a couple billion. He's up a couple billion. That's not even supposed to happen. You're supposed to receive your presidential salary and I think like campaign funds or something like that, right? I'm not going too deep into it. YouTube gonna suppress the video. I don't care, bro. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. You guys voted to let the top 1% control the rest of the 99. You voted to give one man absolute power. Not only did you vote to give him absolute power, you voted so he can enact your racist, bigoted thoughts because you're too much of a coward to do it yourself. And it's backfiring. You thought that they were going to get rid of black people. We're not going nowhere. Most of our ancestors been here before a lot of y'all's. We're not going nowhere. It's gonna collapse just like it's collapsing with y'all. It's gonna collapse with us too. We ain't going nowhere. But we ain't gonna stop it from collapsing either. That's not our duty. We tried. We tried to tell everybody. Y'all don't listen. Nobody listens to black people. Everything that Miss Harris said, everything that Mr. Obama said, everything that Michelle said about this man, I'm gonna find those videos, bro. It's crazy. Everybody told y'all, but y'all thought that everybody else didn't know what they were referring to. These are people that shake this man's hand on a regular basis. You have never met him, but you think you know him. You have never met him. You've never been within 600 feet of his presence, but you knew him better than people that actually know him and decided, I'm gonna go that route. This is what you did. Your children, your family is gonna suffer because of that. I don't want nobody to suffer. We all going through it. But we also gotta remember, the Great Depression and the Harlem Renaissance was at the same time. It's not gonna affect us how people think it's going to affect us. We know what it's like to live with less. We know what it's like to always be considered last. We know what it's like to make a bag of rice stretch for a couple of weeks. We know what it's like to live off of ramen noodles. We know what it's like to eat grits for lunch and dinner. Y'all don't. We voted for the collective, for the country. Y'all voted for supremacy, bigotry, hatred, racism, sexism, all the isms. You voted for it. I hope you that are aware, if you did, I hope you get everything you voted for. That's not mean, right? That's what you voted for. Hope you get everything you voted for. But please understand, if you have relations with anybody else outside of your community of people that are colored, and you say you love them, it's going to affect them. China has been around for 5,000 plus years, bro. Iran has been around for thousands of years, bro. Do you guys understand what I'm saying here? We're only who we are because of the bodies of water that protects us. That's it. If we were over there, we would have been bombed on right now. That's the only reason we can sit, I'm not saying this comfortably, but that's the only reason we can sit and still think that way. The reset is happening. How y'all going to prepare? I already know what I'm doing. Let me know what y'all think below. It is what it is. You don't have to agree with me. I don't make videos for people to agree with me. I put the content together because a lot of it honestly just be on my heart. But I don't make content just so you can agree with me. You can disagree all you want. I don't come from the same walk of life that you do. But it's not our job to pick up the pieces from something that you broke. America's about to go through a great shift. And I hope you get everything you voted for. And I also hope the people that didn't vote for it don't suffer. I never went into the voting booth wanting to hate another group of people, wanting another group of people to be outcasted and abused and harassed, and that's some evil shit. And at the end of the day, and this is one thing I stand firm on, you can do whatever you want to do, right? Your choices are your choices, right? And a lot of people confuse man's law, the United States Constitution, and everything else. This is man's law. A man wrote these laws. He's not a god. I live by God's law. You treat people how you want to be treated. Be kind to your neighbor. Y'all thought in 2025 that racism was bigger than a program. Every civilization that has ran off of racism has collapsed. And we on our way. Ayo Bassel TV. Like, comment, share. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Peace.